It's just
What do you mean perimenopausal?
I'm perimenopausal.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
how you know?
Because I went to the doctor.
Goodbye.
What they said?
I'm perimenopausal. No, because I'm like flashing and everything. But I came on my period when I was 9. Yeah, so I should be perimenopausal.
I mean, I'm having flashes too, but I thought it was just because my hormones are a little imbalanced due to these fibroids.
Maybe. Or you could be perimenopausal. About 40, 45-ish. It's the part before menopause.
Right.
And it's a lot going on with me. I'm always hot. Now, I used to never be hot. And I'm always kind of all over the place, like spacey sometimes. Stuff that I usually wouldn't forget, I'm forgetting. It's just it's a little bit of everything. So I went to the doctor to find out what was wrong with me because I thought it was stress. I was like, oh, stress from life, work, a lot of changes happened with my children, moving out and all that stuff. Empty nester. I just thought it was like lifing. Life was lifing.
Yeah. Right.
And it was perimenopausal. So,
Bummer.
So,
what you got to do?
Deal with it. It ain't nothing. It's nothing you can't do because I'm not in menopause where I would take like a synthetic hormone or anything like that. I just know like, I get extremely hot sometimes for no reason or like I was 7 days late. I'm never late on my period. I was 7 days late.
Dang.
I'm never late. I've always been like, unless I'm pregnant.
Did you think you was
pregnant? No.
Oh, okay.
No, I know I'm not pregnant. Jason has that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so no. I didn't think I was pregnant, but I thought, I'm like, I was like 7 days because, I have a little period tracker and they're like 7 days late.
7 days. That's a long time.
That's a long time.
That is a long time when you like clockwork.
Heck
yeah, and I'm like clockwork.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah, I'm like
I
clockwork.
used to be. I gave that up. Like, the bigger the fibroids got, the more off.
You became?
Oh, my gosh. I just, I use a little tracker. But you know who really helps me? Anthony.
He keeps up with it.
Anthony knows my cycle like...
Because he can tell the symptoms, too.
He'd just be like...
Like the PMS symptoms, they can kind of tell when there's a shift. And they're like, what's going on with you? Huh?
Yeah.
He just be like, you finna come on your period. I'm like, I am. Period tracker, I am.
Why Brian always be like, he don't understand how every single month I always act like it's new. Like every month I'll be like, dang it. He like, you've been doing this for a really long time.
I know.
There's no, I'm like, yeah, we don't get used to it.
No.
Yeah. It actually irritates me when Jason be like, you about to come on your period. That irritates me. Like,
really?
So why? Why are you saying that?
Why are you saying that?
And he be like, I'm just saying. I'm like, so what you say that for? Like, I get the threat. Like, dude, what you say that for?
That's what I'm wondering.
Because I'm speaking my mind because you did something that got on my nerves and I said something to you.
I'm wondering, like, so what is it? Did something change?
I think we be.
Do I have a smell or something? Like, did you went down there and something was different? I don't
pheromone
or something. I don't know. Because literally, I don't feel no change.
Jason thinks I have an attitude. I don't have an attitude. I am. Maybe I'm a little moodier. Maybe that's what it is. But I just don't feel like I am moodier. I just feel like
me neither.
I just feel like, hey.
I feel like
I let stuff go on all month, and this is the straw that broke the camel's back.
Now on this week,
like, I ain't right. Like, okay, now it's time to talk.
I don't have the capacity.
Right, I don't have the capacity.
No, I'm not letting
this ran out all the time around the same time of the month.
Yep, and it bothers the heck out of me. So yeah, so I let stuff go all along because I'm like in a good, Then around that time, I guess I'm a little bit more snippier.
Or if
usual.
I don't get like my all the things I need, what I'm saying? He like, how do you not prepare for this? It comes every month. I'm like, yeah, but I don't know. It just slipped my mind all the time.
Man, listen,
I'm like, God dog it.
This last time I went on a tangent. I bought like clear containers. and I stacked them. I did like a whole aesthetic revamp. Like I stacked a little clear container thing with all different types of pads. Because it was, first of all, it was sitting on the back of my toilet thing because I still haven't decorated my bathroom. So I just set the packs on the back of the toilet, and every time he used the bathroom, he would either, it'll fall on. I'm like, man, why are they on the floor? So I got a cute little clear container to sit on there. And I got like really long ones, the medium size, the liners.
I have yet to do that.
I'm like, it feels good. So when I go in the bathroom, aesthetically, whenever I come, nice. It's ready for me.
Feels peaceful.
It feels good.
I have
you gotta try it, sister.
Heavy, lighter thing. I have yet to do that. Even though it happens all the time. Look, I don't have a declining flow option.
I need to do that too.
So
I got a little basket that I have. I have just a basket, and I have my pads in the basket.
Yeah. Right.
But I probably need to start. I realize. Well, I'm jumping, but I realize I'm just so messy. I'm sick of myself.
Amy, I'm messy as well.
I got counters.
I'm so upset with
I got
myself.
the whole dresser. I was looking at the dresser today. I'm like, I'm surprised Jason just deals with it. I got the whole dresser in our room. I got my little side dresser. What? I got the counter in the bathroom.
What is on it?
Makeup, pads, jewelry, receipts, just a whole bunch of stuff that is unnecessary. It's not pleasing. It's just like so cluttered. And I'm like, I'm sick of myself. I'm sick of myself. It was me. I'm sick of myself. You could tell I've been in the room if I've been in the room.
Yeah.
You could just tell, like, every room I go in, it's like, Amy's been here. And Jason just deals with it so calmly. He hasn't said nothing. I have taken over our dresser. Like, the big dresser. I'm taking it over. It's all my stuff. He's like, yeah, I don't even go over there.
Nothing over there.
It's nothing over there.
It don't bother me because I don't need it.
So I have my dress, and I was like, I'm going to clean this stuff off.
Yeah,
I'm gonna clean. I'm gonna do a deep cleaning, and then let's see how that works out. But
I told Brian the other day I'm about to hire a maid.
Y'all are so
okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I like it.
All right. Let me find someone.
Yeah.
Because I really don't want to do it.
I don't want to clean up.
Yeah. I don't want to clean up or wash dishes or cook.
I hate washing dishes because I wash dishes like since I was a little girl. So washing dishes to me is annoying. But everything else, like I'm a tidy as I go along type of person. So like when I'm cooking in the kitchen,
you clean it up.
I'm like stacking the dishes because Riley's gonna clean the dishes, but I'm gonna stack it real neat so she can wash the dishes. And then if I'm like cutting stuff up on the counter, I'm getting a paper towel and I'm wiping it I'm like a tidy as I go.
That
and probably
so
because my dad stayed on my tail.
Military
man, because But I think the older I get, the more I'm wanting my cleaning and like before I was just cleaning to be neat, but now I want it to be aesthetically pleasing. Like I'm like, I want my house to feel aesthetically pleasing to me.
That's kind of Rob recently been like doing home stuff, like changing out my sinks.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? Like really concentrating.
I saw the guest room bed. So cute.
I'm starting, I'm trying to be like domestic. But like I realized that is a source of stress for me. You know what I'm saying? Even though I don't know if I have acknowledged it in the past.
Yeah.
But when I do make a change like that, I feel different. Like when I was into a room, I'm like, oh yeah. Before, and I noticed a difference of when I enter a room. Before then, I'm like, oh my God, I can't stand this sink.
Yeah.
And so you just stay out of there.
Oh my God,
right?
I can't. Yeah.
Yep.
So I was like, oh, so that can actually help my stress if I put the things in there that I want
to see,
you know what I'm saying, or want to see, and when I walk into the room. So that's what I've been doing.
I'm becoming more. I'm not a dirty person, so I don't want people to think like you wouldn't eat at my house. You
right. I definitely eat at your house.
Yeah, it's clean.
Right.
Yeah. But what happened was I've been traumatized as a child. Clean up. But everything was always clean up. And I just hated that. I was like, when I get my I'm just gonna it's gonna look like we lived in it.
Right.
It's gonna look like we there, blah 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 blah. And so I am going to become the person that I want to be,
right,
in the area of like having an aesthetically pleasing house, having things that have a place in the house, buying the containers, and doing it. So now that's all of my TikTok is like all the little things and like redecorating. Like I always, because if I couldn't do it big, I just didn't do it at all.
Yeah, that was my issue.
So like I'm like, oh, I can't do it big. I don't have the money to go in and just revamp the room.
Right.
So then I just didn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then our guest, when Andrew left, and we redid the guest room, and it came out so nice.
Yeah.
And we painted it ourselves. We did it, and we just used what we had in the house and just moved some curtains around and stuff. And it's so nice.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay,
that was too easy.
That was too easy, and it was not expensive,
it wasn't
y'all.
expensive, and it was too easy.
It was too easy. I just had to not be lazy.
Exactly.
And put some leg work in it. Yeah. And so I was like, from moving forward, I'm going to just go room by room.
Yeah.
And then I want like a really nice backyard.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start doing that because I realize that it does relieve stress.
Yep.
Then you don't hate your house because I'd be ready to sell the whole house. Let's sell the house.
Let's just sell it.
Yeah, let's just sell it and start
Find
over.
something else.
Let's just start all the way over.
But you realize even if you found something else, you still be like, I don't like this.
Then you have $100,000.
I don't like this thing.
The problem is you don't have $100,000 to do everything you want to do to
Take
the
it all
house.
out,
Right.
redo it.
Let me tell you, my sister has opened my eyes to like
She's
interior design.
Oh my God.
Yes, she's
an
like,
eye.
and it's the little things that she shows me that makes me feel so empowered.
Yeah.
Like, just like dumb stuff. Like, hey, instead of hanging your curtain right at the top of the window, why don't you buy bigger curtains and hang it a little higher? It gives a more dramatic effect. Sometimes using curtains inside of the bathroom, it gives a more luxurious look than the shower curtain. And I'm like, yeah. Then I feel like my house is like, because every time I go to her house, I'm always sightseeing. Like,
so do I. I'm like, ooh,
what did you do this new? That's pretty. Oh, what did you do this? She's like, girl, like she'd be over it by the time I'm amazed by it. But little stuff like that, I want to come in my own house and feel like that. Yeah. So that's what I've been working on. So like piece by piece. And we only been in the house for 3 years, so I can't say I want to sell the whole house. We just bought this house. Right. I gotta do something with it. It's a beautiful house. I gotta make it my home. Right. I gotta make it homey.
Yeah, we've been in there, I think 2016. So it's kind of, but I realized like, okay, Amy, you don't have to do it big, and I think that's where I think women. Or most people, I'm not going to just say women. Most people, if they don't do anything because they can't do it
how
at
you
the
want to do it, yes.
in your mind, when taking that first step actually gets you closer to whatever your goal is or whatever you want to do. So I'm going to take room by room. I'm going to clean up my mess. So we can have so I can just see the dang on dresser.
Oh, that's a nice dresser.
And it's a nice dresser. I keep looking at the dresser like
I'm about to throw this dresser.
I'm about to throw. And then so I told Jason, I was like, yeah, I want to be a plant mom too.
Oh.
So I'm like, looking at plants.
You want plant babies?
I want plants. I need something to take care of. I ain't got nothing to take care of no more.
Yeah. I get that.
All my kids grown.
I'm about to get a little dog.
Empty nester.
I'm about to get a little miniature, little teacup dog. I saw Anthony showed me. He was like, "Babe, you want one of these?" I saw that little dog. I was like, "Yes,
I actually do.
Yes, I do. Yeah. I wanted another Rottweiler, but I'll take a teacup. Yes.
Yeah.
So now I'm all on it. Now I'm like, give me a brown one or a black one. I'll take either one.
What teacup of what? Yorkie or
teacup poodle?
Poodle.
Oh my God, they're so freaking cute, and the curly hair, and I'm just like you. I was like, it's a little baby, and it don't get no bigger than it's a little smaller than a Kobe.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. So I get that.
Yeah, because my kids are grown, so now I have more than enough time to do whatever I want. Yeah, and now I'm drawing blanks. Now, if I had kids with me, I'd be like, I could do it. I can't do anything because I got to do this. I got to go to football practice. I got to pick somebody up. I got to. And then now I have the time, and I'm like,
you ain't got no excuse,
man. So I wonder if that's a real thing then, because I'm in transition. So you got 2 kids left in the house. I got 1 left in the house. And you have none. But I've been saying for so long, oh, I can't wait till y'all get out. I can't wait till y'all just on your own and I ain't got to. So I'm wondering if I'm setting myself up to be like.
So I thought, I'm hardcore. I don't have the motherly thing that other mothers have. Right. I'm like, I don't really even comment.
Right.
I don't. Because, I'm like, oh, okay, they're grown. Like, change is necessary.
Right.
Growth is necessary. I kind of look at it logically instead of like emotionally. Like, logically, they have to grow. They have to leave the house. They have to figure out this world, go. And then, like, now, so at first, I was, me and Jason was doing us. We was like in it. We was enjoying it. And I'm still enjoying it. But I was like, I have all this time now. Yeah. What do I want to do? And now I can't come up with something to do. You know what I mean? Like, it seemed like I would be able to like.
Yeah, like.
I was
think
like
about all the stuff you couldn't do. And
I don't even want to do it. Like the stuff that I could have did, I can do now. Not could have did that I can do now. I don't want to do.
Oh,
and so now I'm like, So I was like, let me take on some things that like I want to get back to. I just want a simple life. Like I don't want nothing extra. You know, other people. And I'm going to travel, but I don't want to travel every month. I don't want to be gone away. I really like being home. So I did notice that, like, oh, it's me. I like being at home too. So, like being at home, I wanted like we tried to walk up Stone Mountain Saturday.
What happened?
Oh my God!
I'm looking at your face.
Oh my God! So I'm gonna get my health in this. Order, and I'm saying it on here so I can keep myself accountable.
Right.
I'm getting my health in order. So I walked up the mountain a couple of times.
Right.
Before 40.
Right.
Or and I'm in. I wouldn't say early 40s, but I ain't in late 40s. Right. I'm kind of like middle 40s. So I'm like, Jason, I'm telling him what I want to do for day. Like, we can go walk on the Beltline. We can I want to do activities. Right. I want to do something. Yeah. I don't need to go out to eat. I've been to every restaurant with grass on the wall. Done with that.
Right.
Overpriced food, overpriced drinks. Don't want to do it.
Horrible food.
Yeah.
Overpriced.
Yeah. And I don't want to do it no more. So I'm done with that. So I'm like, let's do activities. Yeah. Let's plan some stuff. So he planned a date. Let's go up from Stone Mountain Saturday. I was like, okay, yeah, I was ready. When I say I started walking, right, and I was like,
your heart was palpitating.
My heart was like, not like
right.
I'm getting a good exercise in. This was like, hold on, baby, let me sit down for a minute. So we started walking up the mountain. I'm like, I gotta sit down. So, mind you, it's a lot of people there. It's people with 30-pound babies on their back. Like, I'm like, that look like more than a toddler. That look like a 5-year-old to me.
Yeah.
Long, on the back, just walking up the mountain, passing me up. It was horrible. Oh my God, it was horrible. So we're walking, and I'm like, hey, I need to stop. So Jason's like, oh, okay. So he stops. Now Jason works in the elements, so he moves a lot. Yeah. I don't work in the elements.
Yeah.
I'm sedated. I'm behind a computer for the most part. Man, I only made it halfway up the mountain, y'all. Then I was like, yeah, I'm turning around. So I made it up. I walked 1 mile up and walked 1 mile down. I took a 3-hour nap after that. Now, mind you, I had did some Zumba recently, some walking, but just walking around my neighborhood, but not like a brisk walk. Just, hey, I'm outside walking, enjoying.
Yeah.
You know, it's fall.
Right.
Atlanta is kind of cooler now.
Right.
Man, I said, yeah, babe. So I'm about to be on my business because that scared the living daylights out of me. I was like, I couldn't make it up the mountain. And I've made it up the mountain before. And I'm like, I made it halfway up. And then I sat like in the middle. I sat there and I'm like, yeah, I'm going back down. I ain't even going back up. And so my new goal is to now make it up the mountain.
Okay.
So that's my new goal. But I'm going to do some like I said, more like just activities and be a plant mom. I'm going to get some plants and, care and love on them. And because I was like, I need to take care of something. I realized like I'm more nurturing than I thought I was. Because in my mind, I'm not really nurturing. And I'm not really like into stuff.
Yeah.
That, like I said, you could be talking about your kids. I'll be like, I'm not going to lie. I'm just like, oh, okay, great. Cute. I don't know.
Great.
I don't know. So yeah.
Glad you like it.
Yeah. I'm really excited for you, but I don't have those same sentiments that other mothers have. Like I've realized like some mothers I'd be like, oh, my child do this.
Cricket.
Yeah, crickets for me. Great. But I mean, I realized I'm a little bit more nurturing than I thought I was because I was like, oh, I want to take care of something. Not an animal, but I don't want a dog. Jason's getting a dog and it's going to be his dog.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the auntie. The dog, not the mother.
I am not your mother.
Right.
Not the mama.
I'm going to be the auntie. Not the mother. I am not that baby's mama.
Oh my God.
You better get a stepmama.
So as you're going through, I'm just listening to you talk. As we're like living life and going through life, do you ever like sit back and think, I can't believe me and my husband went through that or we did that, and just like crack up laughing? Or like, what is some of the craziest things you can think of that you laugh now? It probably wasn't funny back then, but you can look back and like laugh. I think about when, this is so not funny, but I think about when me and Anthony were engaged, and there was a guy who, he liked me. I didn't like him. I just thought he was cool. And he begged me to pay my phone bill. He's like, I just want to bless you. I just want to bless you. And I had already told this guy, like, listen, it's not that.
Right.
He was like, no, it's okay. Like, I want to be a blessing to your life.
Oh, wow.
And, so this was before Anthony actually gave me the ring. So, he had been paying my phone bill for a while. I was like, this, I don't even really see it. It was just like something I knew was going to happen. And at the time, my phone bill was like maybe $35-$40. Right. Nothing. So we get engaged, and we're getting further in the engagement, and we started talking like bills because we were about to get married. So you going down the list of all the numbers and stuff. And so I'm like, yeah, I got this phone bill. Yeah, I don't really pay that. He was like, well, if you don't pay it, how we get paid? I was like, yeah, so-and-so paid my bill. The way he got so irate, let me tell you, he broke off the engagement. He was so pissed. Like he took that ring back. He took the ring back. He's like, ain't no way you sitting up here engaged to me and you got another dude paying your phone bill. I'm like, he just wanted to be a blessing. You repeated that? Listen, when I look back, oh my gosh, I was so naive, man, because me and Anthony got engaged, me literally coming out of my parents' house, and then we were engaged. I was engaged at 19, 20, something like that. But anyway, I was just naive about a lot of things, so I didn't see anything wrong with it. And I figured, well, before we get married, I of course have to stop once we get married. But at this point, we hadn't made it. Y'all, Anthony took that ring. I remember he took it and he threw it somewhere. He threw it. I was so devastated. I called she was like my manager at the time of the little singing group we had. And I called her. I said, Deborah, Anthony said he don't want to marry me no more. He done threw the ring. I was so devastated. Deborah said, Constance, what happened? I said, he found out that so-and-so was paying my phone bill. She was now, girl, you was wrong for that. She said, you just need to be quiet and just chill out. You need to apologize for this one. You don't need to talk. You don't need to get big and bad because that was wrong. I was like, oh my God. And so I just think back to that. Like, I was really cool with that. I couldn't believe that was so big. Anyway, that was my first thought. My crazy.
I have to think about some things.
I don't know. I mean,
ooh,
sheesh. I think maybe when I packed my stuff and left.
Wait, you packed up and left?
I ain't really packed that much. It was like a suitcase. First of all,
what you going for, a night? Or you supposed to be going for good?
I don't know what I was going for. I was just leaving. It was all dramatic and pack it up, put stuff in a suitcase.
So what made you pack your bag?
Suitcase.
What happened that made you want to leave?
Oh my gosh, just Brian being Brian.
Was it him telling you to calm down?
Him being him, probably telling me to calm down, something crazy. It was horrible. Apparently, it was bad enough for me to leave. And I remember packing my stuff, walking out because we lived in an apartment at the time in Stockbridge. We lived in an apartment at the time, and I walked out, and you know how when you come out the apartment, the parking lot, you know what I mean? So I had to walk past like three different parking doors. You know what I'm saying? To get to the car, I'm pulling the thing. I got key on. We're out of here.
Wait, you and Kia?
Yes. He's my son.
Looking like a baby mama. It
was crazy, like
a bag and a baby.
Dumb. But I go in, I get in the car. I remember slamming the door and I was just sitting there in the car. I didn't start the car. Didn't do anything.
Yeah, it's probably like, Mommy, are we going anywhere?
What's happening?
Like, are we going anywhere?
Are we gonna leave? What are we doing? I'm literally sitting in the car like, what am I doing?
I don't want to do it.
I feel trapped. I don't know what to do. I don't know where I want to drive off. Am I supposed to go back in? Don't want to go back in.
Right.
Am I supposed to drive off? I don't know where I'm gonna go.
Decisions.
Man. Crazy. It's like, cause it's like in that type of space, you don't have no. First of all, when you got stuff going on, you don't really have like a support system.
No, like who you gonna go to tell about your job?
You don't have nobody. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
I'm finna tell.
Who the heck am I? Where am I going? Right. And I gotta be sure about where I'm going.
Yes.
Before I leave out of this parking lot.
Right.
Because whoever I go to, this could be, you know what I'm saying? This could make the situation way worse. You know what I'm saying?
It can make it
worse. So I was like, dang it, I ain't got nowhere to go. So I was literally sitting in the car. I don't know how long I was sitting out there.
OMG.
Wow.
Here comes Brian. I don't know how he knew I was out there.
Because he kept looking
I could have been gone.
Right. He kept looking out the window.
I could have been gone, long gone. He come strolling out to the car. He just standing there like,
girl, get out the car.
And I'm just sitting there staring like,
such a dramatic movie scene.
Came back in. Put my stuff back down. What the heck? I ain't had nowhere to go. But I mean, I think about it now. I laugh about it now. You know what I mean? But at the time, it sucked.
Oh, it was devastating. I bet.
Now, you know what I'm saying? Thinking about it now, it was so dumb. It was so trivial. It was
very silly
argument. Where am I going?
Yeah,
type of thing.
With my child,
I probably traumatized my son. Maybe I'll know in a few years. You know what I'm saying?
Mom, you married at one time?
21, 22, he might be like, Ma, at one time you left, now I got such and such issues.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, son.
Most definitely have done that.
That's why I told him to get a therapist.
Please do.
I'm like, look, please get a therapist.
Heal yourself.
I don't know what I've done along the way. You know what I'm saying? I did my best.
That's how I was. I remember I was pregnant with Monty and I walked to the bus stop. Jason worked at the airport, so I flew for free. I walked to the bus stop. Now, mind you, we living in Lake City and the bus stop was like Clayton State. Clayton State.
Amy! What was that, an hour and a half? Crazy far.
No, I was living in Lake City. You know, Lake City's right there. Clayton State is like, but it's like probably a mile. It's far. You know, nothing in Georgia's like right there. Close. Yeah, it's.
Yeah, but you're walking.
Yeah, so. Pregnant. I was like 7 months pregnant, and I was going home, and I was never coming back. I literally walked to the bus stop, got on the bus, went to the airport.
Where was Andrew?
Andrew was in Indianapolis at the time because this was like the first year of our marriage. He stayed. He didn't come until after I had Monty.
Okay.
Man, went home. And I stayed in Indianapolis for like 8 days. My grandma put me on a plane back home.
Grandma said, get your mother.
Like, oh yeah, enough is enough. It's time to go now. I was like, you putting me, I don't want to go back. I'm done. I don't want.
Oh my gosh. That is so crazy. I remember
8 days.
I remember when I left the house. No. So me and Anthony got into it, and Anthony called my dad because when we first got married, my dad told him, hey, listen, I'm letting you marry my daughter, but if ever you feel differently than you do now, don't put your hands on her. Just call me and give her back to me the way I gave her to you. Mm-hmm. So we got into it. Mm-hmm. And Anthony said, oh, I'm finna make that call. He called my dad. He said, yeah, Mr. J. Yeah, Pops. You remember you told me to call you? That call.
Come get her.
My dad came to the house. I got my bags. Me, Shane, and Riley got in my dad's car, and we went on over, and I stayed in my parents' house for, I think it may have been 2 to 3 weeks. And then he was at the house. This dude living like he's single. He having house parties.
Oh my goodness!
You know what I'm saying? He got people all in the house. He had rearranged the bedroom. He had we had our room like your room is. Yeah. We had ours in the main part. He put the bed in the nook, so I couldn't get in there when we tried it when I was there. But he was like, "She gone now, so I'm gonna put it where I want to put it." So he had the whole bedroom rearranged. I came by one time. I don't know. I was just like checking on him or something. I don't know. Because we were still like communicating. I got your kids. Right. So we were still communicating. And then he was starting to, like, as time passed, he was like softening up. So I just came by. I don't even know what made me want to come by. Anyway, I came by the house, and, you know, the drive-by check-in turned into, you know, him trying to like hug and kiss on me. And he remembers us like having sex. I don't remember us having sex on that trip, but he said we did. I don't know. But like shortly after that, like I moved back, and he was just like, I miss my family. I miss my kids. What am I doing? This is so dumb. I'm tired. I don't even want these people in my house anymore. What am I doing? And I'm like, girl, I'm like, I don't even know. Like, I'm really trying to remember what we was. And it was probably because I think during that time, I told y'all I went like from my parents' house to being married with 2 children. So like, I ain't know how to pay bills right. Yeah, I ain't know how to do. Listen, stuff was getting cut off left and right. The water was getting cut off. Then the doggone gas was getting cut off. And he was like, "I told you to pay the bill." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought I was trying to like partially pay bills because we was barely making. I was struggling with this adulthood, and he was getting pissed because he'd been on his own since he was 17. So here I am, this little naive, inexperienced girl trying to be a wife, mother, and all this other stuff, and I'm failing, and he is pissed. So we kept getting into an argument. He was like, "You know what? I can't take it. I can't take it. He called my dad. He sure did. He called me. He said, Mr. J, come pick up your daughter. And my dad said, I am on my way.
Got it. Coming to get
I am
mine.
on
That's
my
a great
way.
dad.
That is a great dad.
Yep.
That's a great dad.
I really remember that. What I respect about my dad, though, is even in that, and I don't know if I pray I could be this strong. But even in the midst of that, like for me, if my daughter's husband went through all of that, that means to me you a little unstable. So when I say, Dad, I'm going back, I will probably feel a little uneasy. My dad never second guessed. He was like, I'm mind my business. You know what I'm saying? When he called me, he put it in there. But if you decide that you're going back and whatever, y'all gonna work it out, that's what, that's your husband. So you need to go figure that out. And he's always respected and supported that. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that. I'm like, I don't know if I could do that because I'd be ready to swing on somebody that try to kill my...
I'm going to tell you now, I'm not doing that.
Kill my son.
I'm not doing that.
Don't fuss with me.
Don't put me in your business. Just don't put me in the business because, you mine.
Right.
Like,
you will never see him again.
If y'all arguing, I don't know if I would take too kind of you talking to my son a certain type of way. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean,
that is kind of weird. But I guess you can't really say that until it happens.
Until it happens.
You know what I mean? And then because I guess probably at that point you realize like, oh crap. Okay, they actually have to work this through.
Especially when
because you're an adult.
You're children and you're married.
You're married.
And you're going to argue. You're going to argue. You're going to say mean things. You're not going to always be, you're human. You're going to have a human experience.
Yeah.
So you're not going to always, however, just keep me out your business.
Keep me out your business.
Keep me out your business. I don't want to know because I would take a side. I would. I would choose a
But
side.
see, I'm a little indifferent because I feel like I knowing me, you know what I'm saying? And in my experience, I wouldn't say keep me out your business, but then don't. Like, if you have questions, I want you to ask me because like you said, I didn't have nobody to go to when y'all was arguing. You like, who's my support system?
Nobody.
And I felt like I got married young too. Right. So it's like, who am I going to talk to? So if my kids are going through, I would want them to be able to come to me, and I just pray that I can be as neutral as my dad was, because I do remember him, just constantly giving me advice. He never disrespected my husband. That's probably why Anthony loved him so much right now, because he's never been very judgmental, ever. Always been just supportive and encouraging us to figure it out. It's like, y'all young, but y'all are married. Y'all have to figure this out. And so I would hope that my kids would do the same thing and that I would be able to return it.
I think you would. Because you have that kind of heart.
Yeah,
I'm not. So. I don't have it. So I just
divorce him.
Just keep me. And I wouldn't say divorce. I wouldn't say nothing.
Where's the papers?
I just wouldn't say anything because I don't want to
probably sway here.
You're right.
I want you to just do whatever you want to do. I just want you to do whatever you want to do. And that's with anybody.
What if they're
asking? If they're asking for advice, and that means advice on how I should, hey, I'm having a hard time paying these bills,
right.
Blah, 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 blah. It has to be very specific. But if it's just a rant, like, he's not doing this, I'm gonna just keep my mouth off of it.
Right.
Because I know when me and Jason were going through our thing, we just had a lot of family in our business and cancel the noise.
Yeah.
I just, cancel the noise because a lot of times everybody's learning in the situation. Yeah. I'm not right. He's not right. We're both wrong.
That's true.
We're both wrong and we're learning through it. Right. And so when you have a lot of noise, you feel obligated, especially if I come to you and I'm telling you my situation and you give me some advice, right? You give me the advice and then I don't take it.
Right.
I don't take your advice. I do it the way. Then you feel some kind of way about, because I gave you the advice I think you should have done. Yeah. And not saying, like, I can give you the advice and I won't hold that against you.
Yeah. Right. You can choose to use it or not.
Choose it or not, because a lot of times the situation is it's a lot of collective things that to make
And
you make a
also
decision.
some unsaid things too.
Some unsaid
in
things.
the conversation.
Several unsaid.
Because I'm going to make myself look like
a certain way.
a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then it depends. It's always is what his story, her story, and
the
then
truth.
the
And
truth.
truth.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, and it could be, that I left out that I swung on him.
Right.
I don't know why.
I don't know why he was in my face disrespecting me.
He put me up against
Or
the
why
wall.
he put that hole in the wall because I did swing on him.
He had lifted me up,
I threw his clothes out. You get what I'm saying?
pulled the thing off the wall,
Right.
and I was like, I can't believe you would do that.
That part.
What did you do?
Right, because you don't
Well,
always tell the truth. You don't tell the full story.
That's
So
I'm
I
not about to tell you that.
right, I ain't gonna tell you that I bleached all his
It made me
clothes,
look crazy.
and now he only got 2 outfits because I didn't bleach everything because I was mad because he didn't answer my phone, and I'm calling him back to back.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
And he's supposedly at the studio.
Uh-huh.
You know how that goes. Like,
I don't know how we got here.
so now we here. So it's a lot of things that go into, a relationship that I just was like, if it was my children, I'm gonna stay out of it because unless they ask specific questions.
Yeah.
Like, okay, budgeting, I can help with that. Or what would, or even I can help with relationship stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't want to because I will.
Yeah.
I'll overdo it.
Yeah.
So I do that in every situation in my life because I know I'll take over.
Yeah.
Don't you don't know? Got it. Move. I got it.
Move.
Yeah.
I'll do this.
I'll do it. And I'll take over. Then you sitting on the sideline mad because you didn't really ask me to take over. You really
Amy she just came in here and
I just bulldozed my way.
taking over.
Yeah, I just bulldozed my way because you couldn't figure it out in the minute that I needed you to figure it out. Right? So no, I'm not going to do that. So I will say I'm just going to stay in my lane, focus on my marriage, and then if you ask me, I'm going to give it to you.
Yeah.
If you don't ask me, I'm not giving it to you. Because I think sometimes you got to learn through experience.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you can look over there and be like, okay, I don't want to do, you can learn from somebody else's experience.
Yeah. I've definitely been one to, I think I learned probably as a teenager because I don't know, I just felt like everybody's counselor and everybody was coming to me for advice and I was just giving. And I got tired of talking because I'm like, I'm talking to you, but you're not hearing what I'm saying. Why am I trying to tell you what to do anyway? Did you even ask me? I'm not going to do this no more. Yeah, I learn very easily. I am a great listener. Now that I will do. I will listen, but I'm not offering advice unless you're asking for my opinion or for my advice. I'm not going to give it. I'll just listen and be like,
Yeah, I think me too. I feel like I'm better at listening. Like I can give when it comes to relationships or marriage, stuff like that, I think because we've been through so much that, it's probably, I always say it's nothing that we haven't touched in our marriage. You know what I mean? So when people do come, to us for advice and stuff, I'm always like, so what's going on? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, listen, most of the time I'm like, and sometimes to me it seems like that's really not a lot. So
a lot of times I'm like that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But to them it's the whole world.
But to them it's the world
It's
right
the whole
now,
world.
but it's not. Yeah.
But it don't be like deal breakers or something like that to me. But again, I'll come, from a different perspective because I'm like, man, you really do got to work at this thing.
Yeah, you do.
It's not really like
work
as easy as I think people make it look.
It's not like, but have you noticed as I get older, a lot of relationships are work. Like just
They
even
are.
like a friendship.
It requires effort.
It requires
effort.
and it requires time and carving that time out to hear that person or whatever. So relationship, period.
Yeah.
You have to work on it if you want it.
Yeah.
If you don't want it, don't work on it.
Yeah.
Some relationships I don't work on. But the ones I care about, I do work on.
Yeah.
Because I think people think you meet the man of your dreams, you build a life, you have kids, you do TikTok videos, and you show all the places and the gifts and the all the great stuff that happens in the relationship. Mm-hmm. And then when problems do occur, it's
people be on TikTok. Where are those videos at?
Right. No, nobody shows that.
Ain't nobody showing that.
Yeah, ain't nobody show it or share it. And then it's so funny because you'll have a million people millions of people in a comment that's seen a 10-second clip or whatever the clip is, and be like, "You should leave. You should do that." Yeah. Look. Any relationship is hard. A mother-daughter, a mother-son, a father-daughter, a cousin, an aunt, a grandmother. It can get hard when it's time to when it's growth. Like anytime it's time when God is saying, "Okay, we want to take you from here to here." Yeah. Right? Yeah. Any growth it's kind of strenuous. So like what in any relationship, and I think people should allow the time to cultivate the relationship and not just don't stand in judgment. Yeah. Like a lot of times, and I'm going to say older women from me, it was very few women who didn't pass judgment. Yeah. So when I did tell them anything that happened in my marriage, it was very few people who wasn't like, "You should leave, you should do this, you should do that, you should do that." And I'm thinking like, I got 3 small kids. Right. I got a newborn. I had babies like 15 months apart. Like, and I already had a child. And I'm married. I'm not the girl he had a baby by that lived with her mama. Right. You get what I'm saying? Like, I ain't the girl over on the corner that, they slept together, they had a baby together. Yeah. She lived with her mama, he lived over here, and I go and he's the weekend dad or whatever. Yeah. Whatever the case. This is a family. Yeah. This affects more than me. Yeah. It affects my children. It affects my household. It affects our household because we wasn't making 2 pennies anyway. Right. You know what I mean? We got this apartment in our name or this house in our name. Mm-hmm. Okay, leave. Got it.
Got it. Not talking to you anymore.
Yeah, and that's when I quit. Not my villain. It was very few older women who were supportive in a way of like not passing judgment on me, not making me feel like I was stupid for staying or stupid. Just stupid, period. And that was on each side of the family. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Like it was very much so when me and Jason decided, let's keep everybody out of our business. Mm-hmm. That's when we really connected. Yeah. We really connected, grew up, started being less immature about situations, things that weren't a big deal. Mm-hmm. And, even to today, now we know how to resolve conflict quickly. Yeah. It doesn't linger for days or hours or weeks. Cause it could. Weeks. It could literally be a conversation of a misunderstanding. I thought you were saying this and you thought I was saying, oh, I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry about that. And then we can get back to living. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think, in relationship, and that's even in, like I said, in a sisterhood or your tribe, if you want the relationship, you'll work on it. Yeah. If you don't want the relationship, you don't work on it. And so,
and I think too, you end up being a little more reserved, even in how you communicate out, especially when you are really looking for advice or you're looking for something. You that's why your circle is a certain way, or you only talk to a certain amount of people because you are still trying to protect the relationship. Right. Yeah. You're just trying to get a
little advice, some direction.
Just let me rant, or somebody that I can even rant to in a safe place, safe way,
in a safe
because
place.
I gotta still protect the relationship. Now, if I don't care about it no more, then I'm like, oh, y'all trash on it. You know what I'm saying?
Let it loose.
Right. So it is a level of you still are respectful, you still are honorable to it, to your relationship. in any of them, like whether it's spouse, whether it's parent, mother, daughter, whatever. Because like at the same time, if I'm talking to somebody about my mother, you know what I'm saying? You can't say certain things to me about my mother because she's still my mother.
Right. Don't think I can say it, right. Yeah. I can talk
but you may be like, right, that be, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. Like,
and then you start like, okay, no, that's how you feel.
That's how you really feel about my mother then.
Okay. Okay.
Right. That's not the right person to talk to.
Right.
Right. It's got to be somebody that you feel, you know what I'm saying, like safe enough to, whether it's a sibling, whether it's a best friend, whether, you know what I mean? Like, or if you're like, in a group, you know what I'm saying, something that you feel safe in. You know what I mean? That you can really like get some information or get some advice or even just give your perspective. You know what I mean? Like, man, right, or something like that. But that brings us to the point of our village, a village of women.
You need them.
Is like vital.
It's so key. It's so key. And I really feel like I feel like growing up as a teenager, I feel like there were so many different people in place as a teenager. But then when I crossed over into like marriage, I feel like the village was gone.
Everybody disappeared.
Like, where is everybody? Like, all these people, like, I had a mentor. I had, you know what I'm saying? I had the pastor at the church. I had, like, all the older ladies in the church. But then once I got married, I'm like, who the freak do you talk to in this place? You know what I'm saying?
It's like all those people could have followed you maybe in life,
they could have, but I'm gonna tell you, when I got married, because when I was a teenager, all of the people that spoke to me in that stage of my life were speaking to me for that stage of my life.
Right.
But once you cross over, like we talk about, like feeling like you don't have you have a safe space where people are not going to be judgmental and protecting the relationship, all of these things. And when I'm considering all of those things, I got a little nervous. Like, who am I supposed to go to now? Because when I think about all of those different, I'm a new married mom of two. When I have issues, I don't know which one of them ladies can relate to it. Because based off of what y'all was telling me, your lives are in order. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got, you good. Right. So everything that I saw was like very put together. Right. And here I am going through hell. And I got baby mama drama. And I don't know who I can speak to. Because my village at that point, it just wasn't, I don't know who was going through it. I don't know who experienced it. And I think because, to our point of everybody showing those really good highlights. Right. Back then,
they was giving you highlights.
They was talking about all the great highlights. And so I'm like, I don't know who I can talk to. And I remember I called one, it's like my play cousin. And I remember her mom telling us a story like way back in the day about how her husband and her used to get into it, and they used to get into these really intense arguments, and he was an alcoholic, I think, at the time, and so and at this particular time, me and Anthony used to get in really heated arguments, and he was on drugs. So I'm like, she like the closest thing so I remember like trying to, I picked up the phone to call her, and I was just like, hey, how you doing? No, I think I was texting her, hey, how you doing? And she was like, hey, I'm good. And I was like, almost about to open up. But something was just like, I didn't feel comfortable. Something was like, I still had the reservation. I still had like the, I don't know. Are you going to judge my husband? Are you going to judge me and call me immature? I don't know. Because we were a young married couple, like you said, figuring it out.
Yeah.
But I think that village is important. And I feel like, in my stage of life right now, I try to show what part of the village I come from. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm gonna be a part of your village, I'm finna show you what part I'll cover. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you everything from, being a teenager to premarital sex to, you know what I'm saying, struggling in marriage to baby mama drama. I can cover all of the above.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So when you have those issues, you know, okay,
You
I
know
can
where to go.
Well, you do feel more comfortable if somebody actually went through it
right
than somebody that has knowledge about it. It's a
Yes.
difference. Having somebody with knowledge about it and having been through it, I don't really want to talk to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Those two different.
You know,
Gotta be two different perspectives.
Yeah, it's very too. But if you actually walk the walk and went through it, I'm able to listen to you because I can see the other side of it. If you made it to the other side, right? If you made it to the other side, but like I have a circle. You know, I have a really good friend that I can call, and she don't judge me or Jason. I have my family member, my sisters, and I have an aunt that I can share with. The thing is as you get older, your circles do get smaller. Yeah. So like as a teenager, you'll be friends with everybody, right? And you don't really. I'm the type of person you get whatever you want from me. That's what I'm gonna be. Mm-hmm. Like I don't even know how to word it, but whatever you want it to be. I don't even argue with you. Whatever it is, you know. So what I've realized though is that it's a lot of facets of me. So if you get me in my element, I'm a people person. Right. You get me out of my element, I won't talk as much because I'm surveying the room. Yeah. But if I'm with my husband, I'm comfortable. I'll talk more, because he's surveying the room. I know he got it. He's gonna make sure I'm good. Yeah, and I don't have to worry so much. But if I'm by myself and I'm in a new setting, I'm more quiet. So everybody don't get the Amy that you think, whatever you think Amy is, right? They don't get the version of me. They get different. Everybody gets a different version of me. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. I'm all of them. Yeah, I realize that. Like I'm all of them. Like I'm an extrovert in some situations. I'm an introvert in some situations. Yeah. If I feel like I don't trust the situation, I don't share at all. But I've realized, like, as we're getting older, and I'm like, like I said, I'm in my mid-40s, and I'm looking back at my mom's mid-40s. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to be that, because like my mother, I never heard my mother saying she's going on a girls trip or she's meeting her friends for dinner or just going away for the weekend, having fun. It was. Did y'all remember your parents doing that?
My mom for sure didn't. My mom she was at the house with all the kids. It was like 5 of us.
Yeah, but even when y'all grew up, do you remember her having a village of friends?
You know what?
My mother didn't.
Me and my sister talked about that. We was like, my mom don't really have friends. And then we were in church, and so some of the ladies of the church she would like try to connect with, but then she ain't really trust women too tough, because then she looking out trying to make sure you're not trying to get close to her husband. And so it was weird, but I don't remember my mom's girlfriend.
So
I don't.
I was talking to a friend on the phone the other day, and I was like, hey, so do you remember your mom having friends? Like when you were younger, did your mom say, hey, I ain't laid eyes on you? This is me. Right. I'd be like, I ain't laid eyes on like my friends. Let's go out to eat or come over or something. Like making sure we connect. Yes. What's that about? What was that about? Like, really?
I don't know.
What was that about?
When was your mom born? What year?
57.
My mom was 57. No, my mom was 55.
My mom was 62.
Okay, so it's we can say amongst the three of us, we can't remember our mom like, oh, I'm going on a girls trip this weekend, and or I'm going to meet my girlfriends for lunch or dinner or an outing, and who was born in that time. No. That's the weirdest stuff, ain't it?
That is
what
weird.
Did they do?
But we realized, my siblings and I, we realized that we also didn't have many friends growing up.
Y'all just had each other.
Yeah, because we never saw that. That wasn't modeled. You know what I mean? Like we didn't see female friendships.
You know what I mean? Wow. Like I didn't working through them.
Right.
So
we didn't know nothing.
So I get mad at my female friend, like if we're not close.
Yeah.
If we're just like cool.
Yeah.
And you don't talk to me no more, I never question why. You could be close to me and I'll never question why.
Right. Wow.
I never even try to resolve the issue.
Right.
And I never seen it done because my mom had friends, but I never seen her. I seen friends, but not like, hey, what are y'all doing this weekend? You want to go to dinner, or you want to go to lunch, or you want to, you know what I'm saying? Do something outside of that.
Yeah.
I want to explore that.
And, like I'm sitting up here thinking, and I'm like, okay, so I didn't. But see, I had a lot of friends, but then I'm realizing now, no shot to my mom, but I learned friendship from my dad. Like I learned, and really, my dad don't meet a stranger, and everybody who was almost a friend eventually becomes a family member. So if you look at us, like most of my close friends are like, they're my family because that's all I've ever known. Like once you get to a real intimate place with my family, you become my family. My dad's gonna call and check on you. He's gonna, you're invited to all of the family dinners. Like that's how we move. But I learned that from my dad. And so me having friendships and engaging with people, like I did not learn any of my dad's
friends. I don't even know if my dad had friends. He had brothers, though. He had a big family. So maybe his brothers were his friends. But even then, my mom, I remember friends, but I don't remember like
girlfriends. Like girlfriends. Like, girl, come on, let's go shopping. Let's go. My mom went shopping by herself.
Yep, my mom.
And if she wasn't by herself, she would be like, Nikki, Constance, y'all come get in the car with me. Like we were her. We were who she called on. Yep. And then the older we got, that's when I started to, because I always kind of looked at her as my mom. And then the older we got, I'm like, okay, now we can transition, because now I can be your friend for real. Because now I'm a grown woman. So now we can talk about, because she would only talk about certain things, so that conversation was really, because I'm your mom. So we didn't really talk about life and dreams.
I didn't share with my mom because she would tell everybody. So I didn't. She would.
That was a thing.
It was not. It was not a secret.
That was a thing back in the day.
It was not a secret. The whole family gonna know. So I didn't share. I didn't share a lot of stuff I went through with my mother.
Like telling everybody. Even if you say don't say nothing.
I don't even say don't say nothing, because I know whatever I tell my mother, it was free to share. Yeah. What I didn't tell her, that's why I didn't, because I knew like my grandma, everybody would know. I didn't have that.
Maybe it was just the generation and how they were raised and how their parents raised them. Perhaps it was a generation. And
I'm trying to think of my grandma have.
My grandmother didn't either.
Did my grandma have friends? I know my grandma used to go out a lot. Like she used to go like to cabarets, and she used to go dancing and stuff all the time. So like I know she was very social. You know what I mean? And I know, like, well, maybe it was family that was at our house.
Right, that part. You trying to figure out?
Because I remember there was always like something going on at the house. There would be, playing cards or parties or something like that. Yeah. Or they would always go out together, because her siblings, they're all around the same age, so they did kick it together. So maybe she didn't have friends. Maybe her friends were her siblings. But they were very just social. You know what I'm saying? Like always gone, always out. Like there's not a time that I can think of growing up where she was like she wasn't like that. She didn't get like that till she got older. You know what I mean? Which was interesting. We'd be like, Grandma, why are you just chilling in the house? Like that was not her. You know what I mean? Okay. She was always doing something, going somewhere, doing something.
I just learned that my great grandmother was like a dancer. Like she used to do the little competition dancing and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, like the little swing, the jumping. Yeah. I just learned that recently from my sister, but even I don't remember friends. I don't remember like people like, oh yeah, I'll be back. I'm going,
That's
you
my
know,
friend such.
my friend such and such, or anything like that.
I don't remember that either.
And I want to know, like, what is that about? So I wonder, are we, because, you know, we're the generation that are trying to heal, go to therapy,
figure it out.
We're trying to figure things out, undo things.
Yeah.
You know, what would that,
undo,
what does
unlearn.
that look like? Because, you know, what does that look like, you know, as we get older? You know, and, you know, as we get older, you know, our families start, you know, having grandchildren and all that stuff. Because I carve out time for the people I care about.
Yeah.
Right.
The people I care about, I'm going to make sure I carve out time to see how you're doing, to talk to you, because it's just on my mind to do that now, to be a little bit more just aware because of mental health, because of all the things we deal with. I never knew adulting was going to be this hard, y'all.
So much work outside of the job.
Yeah, it's so much responsibility.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know it was going to be like this. So now I'm just more aware of, like, I know, you know, I can wake up. Like, I don't want to do today.
Yeah.
Not for no reason. It's nothing happened.
Yeah.
Nothing happened.
Yep.
Nothing happened. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I didn't get in an argument.
Right.
My children are good. It's just today I woke up and I'm like, God darn. Okay, Amy, get it together. And then I'm working mentally, being aware to work on it all day. Like, take the next step.
Yeah.
Get up, get dressed, go, you know, get on this Zoom call or whatever call, you know, do this, do that, and pay the water bill.
Yeah.
And you think little tasks like that should be like, and I'm really working like hard, like, okay, pay the water. Okay.
Yeah.
And then, okay, I did it. And then, you know, whatever else I have to do, because sometimes you just don't want to do, you don't want to do it.
You don't want to do nothing.
You don't want to do it today.
Yeah.
So
I remember telling my son when he was, I think around, he might have been gone probably about 6 months or something like that. And he was like, because I think he had heard from my mom or something, and she was like, why you don't call me? You know what I'm saying? Something like that. And so he talked to me like, so I'm supposed to, like,
I got to call you?
I got to call? Like, how many people do I got to call? Do I got to, like, keep up? You know what I'm saying? With it, like, I got to do that? And I'm like, if you care about it, son.
If you want it.
Yes.
Or things change.
He makes a list.
Does he?
He's logistical. He's logistics.
Okay.
His mind has to. He thinks to-do list. He has to feel accomplished. You know what I mean? So he'll call me one day like, all right, I talked to everybody. Sunday is my day. And how you doing, Mom? So you put me on the Sunday list, son?
You put me on.
I'm on the Sunday list.
That's cute because my kids don't even think about that. We have a group text.
Yeah.
And we might text, or I might text my kids, hey, I love you, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, my kids haven't got to that point yet. Hey, they need to put me on the Sunday list.
Way of making
staying in contact,
being intentional, right?
Check on your grandmother, check on your Grammy, check on your dad, check on your mom. You know, so when I found out I was on the Sunday list.
I guess I'll hear from you next Sunday.
On the Monday list.
On the Monday.
I'm the only one you talk to on Monday.
That is funny. Yeah.
Oh gosh, man. Life is really interesting, I tell you. It's a journey that like doesn't stop. You're always learning, you're always evolving. Yeah. You know, it is about building relationships. I believe relationships are essential in this journey of life. You know, I do understand that all relationships are not lifelong relationships.
A reason, a season, or a lifetime.
Yes. And I'm growing to learn and understand that and appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, life evolves. You're not going to always stay in the same place and space. And so, you know, welcoming those new relationships or, you know, closing doors on old relationships that you thought was going to be forever is necessary, as hard as it may be. You know what I'm saying? That's sometimes that's just as hard as keeping in contact with people. Closing doors on people can be just as hard, and it's just important. But anyway, well, ladies, this has been a great girl talk.
Yeah.
Girl talk.
Girl talk. I remember the game. I did.
Oh my God.
I did.
I had girl talk.
Why do I remember
the commercial when I said girl talk?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I remember I had that game.
Anyway.
We could go on and on.
Right.
Girl talk never ends. But anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. You have just tuned in to another episode of Family by Choice. It's a ladies' night, ladies' day, ladies' chat. And we look forward to seeing you moving forward. Big things popping, y'all. Keep rocking with us. Keep following the journey.
Yes.
Share it with your family, your friends, your cousins, aunties, sister, cousin, them.
Everybody.
Join the family, man. All right. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.